Every single night, your dreams are trying to provide you with the most pertinent message that you need to receive in this moment in time. They are coming from your inner teacher. When you understand the universal language of the mind, then you can understand and decode this message and truly receive its value. I mean, there is no tool greater for your own self-awareness. And as we all know through just our life experiences, the more awareness that you have, then the easier it is to transcend the different obstacles that are in your way as you try to progress through life. So let's take an example from this man's dream.
So in the dream, me, my girl, my dad, and my sister, we all riding back in the car. And I'm drunk. Oh, everybody was drunk. I pull over in the parking lot and I'm about to get in the back seat because I cannot drive. I was faded. But everybody else was faded too. So then my dad, who was in the back seat, he started talking trash. Oh, you can't make it home. You can just drive. You only 5 minutes away. And I'm like, well, then you drive then, bro, because I can't do it. So my dad starts to drive. Immediately, he hits the curb. So once we get to the crib, I go in to change my fancy clothes off. I get ready to watch some TV. I start watching music videos. As I'm watching this, my sister comes in the room and she bites me in the back. And in the middle of my spine, hard. I'm like, and I'm back up off of me. She bites me again. The third time she does it, she latches on, deep in there where I felt like I could not move. When you got the witch on your back, you feel like you can't do nothing. So I'm in my head, at least in the dream, in my head, I'm mustering every bit of strength I can to get her off of me. And so I swing, get off of me. I Ric Flair chop type fury in this dream. I am awakened out of my dream by a loud, ow! I hit my girl. Somehow in my sleep, I swung back and crack.
A few basic things that I first want to lay out about dreams is that your dreams are about you, the person dreaming. This isn't about his father, his sister. This is about him. And every dream that you have is about you. This is because every single person, place, or thing within a dream is an aspect of your own consciousness. You see, when we go to sleep at night, our consciousness is shifting from the physical body into our astral body, and we're experiencing within the subconscious mind. So as you are looking around, you are no longer experiencing things with your outer senses that allow you to understand what you're experiencing in your outer environment. You have gone to sleep and gone within and are experiencing things with your inner senses and are able to experience your inner environment. So how you decode these dreams is through the universal language of the mind, because that is the language that our mind communicates in. It's a language of images. So you have to look at the form and function. They start out in a car driving down the road. A car is a vehicle that we use to reach our goals, to reach our destination. Just like our physical body is the vehicle that we use to reach our goals in life, to reach where we're trying to get to in life. Thus, the road in a dream will represent the path that we are on in life. And so this man is on his path. He's making progress towards his goals. It's a beautiful thing. But everybody's drunk. And being drunk in a dream, it represents breaking down your will, because alcohol breaks down your will. That's why they talk about beer goggles. Normally, you wouldn't be willing to go home with this person, but you are now because your will is broken down. Normally, you wouldn't do these things, wild and crazy things, but you will because your will has been broken down. So there's different ways that you break down your will, like hitting the snooze all the time. That's breaking down your will. Your willpower is making a conscious choice towards something and following through with that until you achieve what you're going after. So if you make a conscious choice to wake up at 6 a.m. and then you continue to hit the snooze 5 times in a row, and now it's 7:30 before you get up, every single one of those is breaking down your will. If you're driving home and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the gym after work today. But as soon as you get home, you kick off your shoes, you sit on your couch like, man, it's been a long day. Maybe I'll start tomorrow. You know what I mean? You made a conscious choice towards something and then you went against it. You broke down your will. Or maybe it's like, you know what, I'm gonna start dieting. It's 2024. I'm gonna cut out sugar. But then, 3 days in, you go and get some dessert. I mean, you made a conscious choice and then you went against it. And so that's what the drinking in a dream or smoking in a dream or anything like that. It doesn't have to do with any drinking that you're doing while you're awake or smoking that you're doing while you're awake. It's about making a conscious choice towards something, the goals you're trying to achieve, and then going against that choice. And because of that, he wants to sit in the back seat. Hey, somebody else drive, somebody else take over. Because since you are going against what you have chosen to do and you aren't following through with it, You are no longer in control of the direction where you're going in life. Luckily, you're still being led by your father. Now, people in our dreams will represent the different characteristics or aspects of our own personality. The characters in our dream will represent our own characteristics. The persons within our dream will represent our own personality. A father figure, any type of authority figure, will represent your inner authority, your superconscious. Now, your superconscious mind is above the subconscious mind. It is the mind that your spirit uses within the fifth dimension, which is the dimension of space, so it can transcend both time and space. And so your superconscious mind, your father, will represent the aggressive quality of the superconscious mind. A mother will represent the receptive quality of superconscious mind. Now, the receptive quality of superconscious mind, it holds the blueprint of our existence, your soul's purpose, your life's purpose. It holds that blueprint. Now, we all have free will, so we can choose to fulfill that blueprint. We can choose to fulfill that life purpose. We can choose to learn the lessons from our life experiences, or we can choose not to. And push that away, and then those same life experiences circle back around. Those same opportunities to fulfill our purpose circle back around in this lifetime or future lifetimes, however long it takes for us to choose to do it or not. But then also there's destiny. It is a part of the blueprint. So whether we choose to do it right now or not, at some point in time, whether it takes 10 years or 10,000 years, it will be fulfilled. That blueprint that we have laid out for ourselves, that our spirit holds for us within superconscious mind, will be laid out. And so that receptive quality of the superconscious mind is to hold that blueprint for you. You know what I mean? Just like a blueprint at a job site is always sitting there waiting for the attention of some plumber or carpenter or, electrician to come and check. Let me check on that blueprint again, make sure I'm building this stuff right. Let me get clearer direction on where I'm going in this project. So the aggressive quality of the superconscious mind is to fuel you with enough life force energy to fulfill that blueprint. I mean, you ever been up at 1, 2 in the morning and you suddenly have a great idea of man, this is what I'm supposed to do. And even though you may have just been tired, when that thought enters your mind, you're invigorated, you're up, you're doing, even though it's 2 a.m., you can't really do much. You're wanting to do something because you are inspired. I mean, the root word of inspiration is spirare, which means breath. It's also the same word that the word spirit comes from. So our spirit, which is the vehicle that uses the superconscious mind, which holds this blueprint, receives that inspiration. That inspiration is that father, that aggressive energy from the superconscious mind, from our spirit, in order to have the energy to fulfill that blueprint. So you, at the very least, even though you aren't fulfilling, following through with the choices, you're still allowing yourself to be led by your spirit as you move through life. And so a TV will represent your visualization, the images that you generate within your mind, and music will represent harmony, inner harmony. So even though you may have made a conscious choice to try to go somewhere and do something and get something accomplished, and you may have went against that choice at some time the day or two before you had this dream, you still are allowing your spirit to navigate where you're going to go in life, and you're still visualizing this inner peace, this inner harmony that you are wanting to experience and evolve into. But it then reveals to you what's getting in your way. And so your sister in your dream has nothing to do with your sister, nothing to do with anyone outside of yourself. It's not like you need to avoid your sister, or it's not like someone's out there talking behind your back or anything like that, or is plotting against you. Your subconscious mind is using your sister's face to help you identify the different part of yourself that is kind of getting in the way. So what's the main quality that you see in your sister? And that is getting in the way of you supporting yourself, because the back, especially the spine, is all about support. I mean, like when I meditate, I lift my shoulders up, I pull them back, and I drop them down. And that allows my spine to support the body, so that when I remove my attention from the body and go within, even though I take off and I'm no longer consciously in the body, my body won't fall over or anything. It'll stay erect because the spine supports us. And so there's some way in which you are getting in the way of your own support. You're breaking down and attacking your own support. You know what I mean? And you need to become more creative, because she does it 3 times. And the number 3 represents creation. So continue to use your power of visualization to see within your mind what you are wanting to create for yourself and who you are wanting to become.